Well, good morning, folks, and welcome back to the farm. Just some follow-up today on the John Deere Ride 'em lawnmower. So yesterday I was able to get this thing running again. I put a battery on, put a little bit of gas on the air filter, and it fired up, and then it ran for a bit. Anyways, this morning I come out just to see, well, what are the odds that it's still going to run, just in case, because sometimes you think you got something fixed and then you find out, well, maybe you actually don't. Of course, I come out, I crank it over, and it cranks and it cranks and it cranks, and I got what I think is the choke all the way up at the top, and it should just fire right up, but it doesn't. So I get to looking at it, and here I found, well, the knob is busted off on the throttle control that takes you to the choke. That was the first red flag. See here, you got the turtle, you got the run, you got the rabbit, and then up here is the choke. And when you push the throttle up to the top, you think, okay, that's choke, way up at the top, right? But you also notice there's about an inch of travel up here. And when you really get to pushing on it, oh, you can actually get it a little bit more. So that, I think, is what was wrong with it the whole time, is that this linkage in here gets real stiff right there. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, well, why is that? It's because it catches right there. So this arm right here, honking horn, this little arm right here, this lever, is bent. So it may seem a little bit crude, but 90% of the world's problems can be solved with lubrication. I think what I'm going to need to solve that problem with the handle where it's actually busted off is find like an old steak knife or something like that with a plastic handle that I can just take a pair of pliers and yank the blade out. Do we need grain? No, I got grain in the side-by-side already. But then we'll heat up the handle on the tractor and then just stick that, kind of like a brand, right? Just melt its way into there. And as it cools, it'll grab on. But I don't know, I don't just have a random steak knife floating around, but I'll have a look in the sea can. You never know what kind of treasure we might find there. So I had a look in the sea can and I found this handle off, actually it was off an old barbecue flipper that's been in storage forever and a day, and the end was actually busted, so I just sawed it off, and then I think I'm just going to drill some real small holes in there in the end. That's about the same size as roughly what that lever currently is, and then I'm going to heat up that lever and get it good and hot, and then just melt it on, and then hopefully Robert will be our mother's brother. All right, so I thought my big old barbecue flipper handle would be good because it would add a ton of leverage. What I found is it actually didn't have clearance underneath the steering wheel, but so I chopped it down a little bit. Like I said, I heated this up, and then basically pressed it on. Now I got a hole there, I just put a little bit of glue in there, and there we go.